There are 9 secret missions in Celestial Guardians of TCG Pocket, some of which will give you cosmetics like Wishy-Washy Emblem, Solgaleo Icon, Lunala Icon. Others will give you all sorts of resources like Shop Ticket, Wonder Hourglass, Pack Hourglass. And unfortunately, once again, we do not have what we got in Genetic Apex, an immersive card as a secret mission reward. In this video, we're going to cover all of the secret missions as well as regular missions in the Celestial Guardians expansion set. There are 2 types of secret missions. One of them is a Dex secret mission. In the Dex secret mission, your goal is to collect all cards that are 1 diamond to 4 diamond rarity. So you don't need the super rare cards, you don't need the shiny cards, you don't need the 2 stars or immersive, you just need to collect all of the 1 diamond to 4 diamond cards. One way to check that real quick is go to your My Deck and then turning on this button to see what you're missing all the way down to your first 1-star card. So the last card in the series is Lily, who is 155 out of 155. So every card before 2 diamond Lily needs to be completed. Granted, that's not the easiest thing to do either, but in doing that, you will get Solgaleo Icon and Lunala Icon, which you can use for your profile. And then there are 8 secret missions that are in the themed collections. The first 2 are called the Sun Collection and the Moon Collection. And yes, the Sun Collection are cards that are from the Solgaleo pack, and the Moon Collection are the cards that are from the Lunala pack. But it's a little bit more than that. If you actually look at the theme of this collection, you'll notice that these Rowlet, Litten, and Poplio cards, well, they're all bathed in sunlight. Have a look at Rowlet, Litten, and Poplio in the Moon Collection and you'll see that they're all in moonlight or have a moon in the background. So the theme of these 2 secret missions are basically day and night. But unfortunately, to complete these 2 missions, you will need to get the 2-star variant of Solgaleo EX and Lunala EX. And then the 12 assorted cards that are themed by the sun and the moon. The 3rd and 4th theme collection secret missions are fairly straightforward. You simply need to get all of the 1-star cards, and indeed there are 12 1-star cards in each booster pack. The next 2 secret missions involve obtaining all of the rainbow border cards in each of the 2 booster packs. And indeed there are 5 rainbow border cards in the Solgaleo packs and 5 rainbow border cards in the Lunala packs. All of these above missions give you resources like Hourglass as rewards. The one that gives you a cosmetic, that's the Wishy-Washy Emblem, is this one here that involves Lana and the 4 Wishy-Washy cards. In case you didn't know, Wishy-Washy comes in 2 forms. The solo form, this is it by itself, or the school form where a lot of Wishy-Washy come together to form this gigantic school of fish in the shape of another fish. And the final secret mission is simply to collect both of the Rainbow Border Lunala EX and Solgaleo EX. Now something interesting came up when I was studying these normal missions. It seems like TCG Pocket has based the normal missions, or rather this entire set, on the original Sun and Moon games, and that means not the Ultra Sun Ultra Moon games. Let me show you what I mean. Let's now go through the normal missions. Once again, themed by daytime versus nighttime, we've got Young Goose and Alolan Rattata. And you might know Rockruff evolves into different forms of Lycanroc depending on whether it's daytime or nighttime, and that's why there's a normal mission here as well, where there's a moonlit Rockruff and a sunlit Rockruff, as well as its 2 evolutions. There is a 3rd evolution, but it's not available in this game just yet. The Alolan Dancer's mission is to collect all 4 different types of Oricorio. Why are there 2 Psychic type Oricorio? Well, that's because one of them is actually a Ghost type in the original games, but there's no Ghost type in the card game, so it just gets lumped together with Psychic types. But technically, this form of Oricorio, called the Sensu style Oricorio, is a Ghost type Oricorio. Of course, there's one mission that's collecting Solrock and Lunatone, because, well, they're rocks of the sun and moon. This one I don't really get. Minior always sleeping. I don't understand the reference between Minior and Komala. I know Komala's always sleeping, but why is Minior always sleeping? Perhaps it's just because, well, Komala's inside Minior's artwork. One mission involves getting Sandygast and an Alolan Grimer because, well, they're at the beach and it's day and night. There are 3 missions involving getting the starter Pokemon in their 2 variant arts. And then from here on is where it gets a little bit more interesting if you understand the lore behind how they designed these missions. This mission involves getting 5 cards. One is Kiawe, any of the variants will do. 3 Alola Marowak, again any of the variants, and a Salazzle. For the mission involving Marlow, you will need Lurantis, Fomantis, Bounsweet, and Comfey. For the mission involving Elima, you'll need Gumshoos and Yungoos. For the mission involving Acerola, you'll need Mimikyu, Palossand, and Dhelmise. For Lana, once again we'll need Wishiwashi and Dewpider Araquanid. For Sophocles, we'll need Vikavolt, Togedemaru, and Alolan Golem. Why these Pokemon, you might ask? Well, that's because these are some of the Pokemon that they are affiliated with in the main games. Elima was associated with Gumshoos as the Totem Pokemon in Pokemon Sun and Alolan Raticate in Pokemon Moon. Lana with Wishiwashi or Araquanid, Kiawe with Salazzle and Alola Marowak, Marlow with Lurantis, Sophocles with Vikavolt and Togedemaru, Acerola with Mimikyu. And so 6 of them are actually called the captains, the trial captains of Alola, which is why the name of this mission is the Captains of the Alola region. They're kind of like the gym leaders of Alola, but just not called gym leaders. And they operate slightly differently, making you fight Totem Pokemon instead. But what's interesting is there's only 6 trainers here when there are technically 7 trial captains. Who's the 7th? By technicality, the 7th trial captain is Mina from Pony Island. But when you first meet her in Pokemon Sun and Moon, she doesn't have a trial for you because she's just always traveling and just kind of busy and never had time to start a trial. That changed in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, a subsequent release, where she did have a trial for the player. So maybe now you can see with the absence of Mina that perhaps TCG Pocket is based on the original Sun and Moon games rather than the sequel. Although not truly a sequel, but the subsequent game Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. But there's one more piece of evidence which we'll come to as we go through these normal missions. There's a normal mission involving Guzma and Golisopod, Golisopod being Guzma's main Pokemon. There's one mission called Cosmog and Nebby's Growth. Now, if you don't know who Nebby is basically the nickname for Cosmog that Lily owned. But depending on which game you played, Nebby evolves into either Solgaleo or Lunala, which is why you can have any of the evolutions and it will still count towards this normal mission. There's one normal mission involving getting the 4 guardian deities of the 4 islands. So there's 4 islands in Alola, each of them guarded by one of these legendaries. And this mission, standing before you, Totem Pokemon, is where it becomes more apparent that TCG Pocket is based on the original Sun and Moon. Because according to this normal mission, these 8 Pokemon are the Totem Pokemon. Now that's really technically true if we're talking about Pokemon Sun and Moon and not Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. With Lurantis, Salazzle, Wishiwashi, Vikavolt, Mimikyu, Raticate, Kommo-o, and Gumshoos that are listed here as the Sun and Moon Totem Pokemon. So Gumshoos is a Sun and Moon Totem Pokemon, Raticate is, Wishiwashi is, Salazzle, Lurantis, Vikavolt, Mimikyu, and Kommo-o. In Kommo-o's case, we didn't technically have a trainer associated with its trial for the Totem battle. So while there's no Mina, there is a Kommo-o in the Totem Pokemon mission list. Does knowing that piece of knowledge help us in any way? Well, no, but it does mean that I don't expect some of the later added Pokemon, so the Pokemon that were only available in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, not in the original Sun and Moon, to show up in the TCG card game. Well, for some time at least. So I know we're not at the Ultra Beast level yet, maybe in the next set we'll be seeing some Ultra Beasts, but these 5 Pokemon, Stakataka, Blacephalon, Zeraora, and Poiple's line, they were only available in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and not available in the original Sun and Moon. So we may not be seeing these Pokemon for some time. And then there's 2 normal missions involving getting all the Alolan forms of Pokemon like Alolan Raichu, Alolan Meowth, etc. And the last 3 missions give you these profile icons if you collect any 3 Rowlet, Litten, or Poplio cards. And this is what the icons look like. Basically just a crop out from the cards. Now you might have noticed that in none of the missions are we required to get any shiny cards. Why that is compared to Shining Revelry? Well, I think it's because none of these shiny cards that are being added to this set are new. They don't mechanically have anything new. They are just older cards that are rehashed for a shiny variant. So I guess it does make sense that they're not part of any themed collection, because there's not a new theme to collect. Let me know what you guys think of these missions. I personally quite like how they themed the actual artwork, not just the Pokemon themselves, with Sun and Moon, like this Comfey here. Thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe.